could have more than, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think that, let's see here. I think that he would make it right. Is it here? Yeah, like Alexei and Jarek.
Yeah. Alexei has a tendency to be a few minutes late, anyways.
So you have a lot of post-its on. Is it in your office?
Oh yeah, this is at the Hangout. No, not the Hangout, but the startup.
Ah,
so
okay.
There's post-its everywhere. But it's really awesome how the project is coming together with Firebase and all the things.
Cool.
I thought I don't know if I'm going to write an article or make a video, or maybe a video on because it's like conceptually cool. So it's kind of boring to read it, but it's nice to have just go through some slides and some code.
Okay, let's turn this off.
Okay, but maybe we should just start and then we can just make this short. And then let's see. Broadcast, share my screen. Cool. And then you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Welcome to this Hangout, Matthias.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah, it's like things are going really well now. I think though there are so many details, like small things we can improve, and we kind of like have to reach a point where we feel that, okay, now it's good enough. So we can start like spreading the word on Twitter and all that.
Yeah.
And so the question is like, are there some things that we want to put in there before we do this? And one thing I really want to do is create like an official invitation, like to the Cerebral party kind of thing, where so for example on Twitter I can tweet out we are finally officially releasing Cerebral, it's production ready and all that stuff, and then link to like a gist or something where you kind of get welcome to Cerebral, here are a couple of articles related to the release, here's a link to the website, and maybe even have a video introducing like the overall concept of it. I think that will be kind of fun instead of just sending people directly to the website. Yeah. And it's kind of, I've never seen anyone do that before, like have a kind of like a release party in the form of a gist. So maybe we can find some firework GIF animations and stuff we can put in there. So yeah, I really, so like my conclusion is like, I'm not comfortable doing this right now because I really want this invitation.
Yeah.
But also, like, have you been part of the discussion on this Connect discussion, how you can merge in the signals into the props?
No, I don't think so. I've read
on the React channel, maybe, and then tell people to, if nobody has some strong opinions of not doing that way, because I have some strong opinions on doing it other ways. So, but yeah, so at least we can kind of like do that thing because it's so simple and it gives, it's a nice feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be nice to get that in there. And we, of course, have to implement this in Inferno and Snubdom as well, but it's the same signature now, so it's just as easy to do it there. And then, I don't know if you looked at the global queries for router discussion.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Yeah, so I think that ended with Alexi just not liking the last suggestion, and it's really good. Like, this is the history of Cerebral, where we have all these suggestions and people just say, I don't like it. But then it just takes some time, and then we pick up the discussion again, and then there's some new feedback. And at least historically, we have found good solutions at the end. So yeah,
but this global queries in router wouldn't break anything, or would it?
Yeah, if at least with the latest suggestion, it will break.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody, yeah, because the latest suggestion suggests that when you trigger a payload to the signal, the behavior now is that whatever matches a param, or a parameter, will be matched with a parameter, and any leftover payload is then mapped to queries automatically. But in this suggestion, you have to explicitly move data from the signal input to the query, so you can like fine tune it yourself. So that is what breaks.
Okay.
If somebody is actually doing this, but like the current state of queries is like it doesn't work because queries needs to be global. They have to be passed across signals because you typically use them for like language or whatever. At least it's lacking a lot now.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
But yeah, so it would be, I was just working on the documentation for the router, like the website version of the documentation. And I got to the queries, and then I was trying to find an example of using queries. And it just, I couldn't find an example because the query would kind of like disappear if you triggered a different signal. So
okay.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's critical for a new release, but at least we need to fix that somehow. So, but I can share that as well. So we can at least get some feedback on current suggestions. And then Alexi also has historically come around to my suggestions when he's just given some time to think about it. But yeah, it's important that that we don't just do something, but find the scenarios and make sure that they actually, the implementation actually solves the scenarios.
Yeah. I don't have any strong opinion about. I've used router, but not that much actually. So I think maybe it should be others that should go into that discussion, because
and that's like the problem we often have, is that somebody might have a request for a feature or something, but none of us who makes the decisions has any experience with that scenario. And then we try to kind of like discuss our way forward and find like a generic implementation, but we're not actually sure what we're trying to solve. So it would be nice to have some more scenarios before we make a decision there. And also I think we should get like a website version of all the modules, the readmes there.
You worked on a was it master.md, or was it website.md for every external module?
So I started on the router, and I should finish that. And
because I think when you have like an example, I will start on forms directly. But you don't have to finish it, just so we can start maybe, or do you or have it settled, or are you still figuring stuff out?
I think like the router thing is pretty much like there's like a template for how you install and instantiate the module. And then it's basically just some headlines of different scenarios.
Yes.
So it's more scenario driven than like API documentation driven. And then, yeah, and at the top, there's a link to the actual README, which kind of like says, if you want more of a technical insight into how it works, you can go to the official README. But this is how you use it, basically.
Yep.
But I can send you the link to the router README, so you can see how I've written that. Cool. Yeah, and then there was this suggestion on bringing, like, it's actually quite simple to support IE9. It's just, I think I have the...
Yes, I saw the discussion with the shoot time. So it sounds good.
Yeah, I think so. Was it here? Install Internet Explorer. Yeah, this is basically it. It's just adding that to...
Yeah, I think that the last discussion in general was on the developer.mozilla.org custom event polyfill.
Oh, yeah.
But it's basically what we see here. So
yeah, because it's if it was like lots of code, we should like describe that you have to do this to include it and stuff. But it's like it's so little code to make it work.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to even mention. Like we can just say we support IE9 and up, and it just works. I think that's a good thing. Cool. And then it was just a small thing I noticed, like the Cerebral logo in the debugger. It doesn't. It's the old logo, so I just wanted to change that.
Yeah,
that's a simple fix. I suppose there are other things as well. Do you have like things you think about, Matthias? That
no, I think that the website looks great. We discussed some like to move testing to how do I and to add factories and stuff, but
I actually added factories.
Yeah, okay. And it looked great, and I haven't had any bugs with the 0.35 at all, so it looks good.
Yeah, me neither.
And also, like, let's see here. So for 1.0, it's extract signals. Yeah, I think that would be great. Global queries in router, don't have any opinion about it. And also, yeah. So if we could move on to make like the tutorials for the external modules would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Cool. I also did some, I think I released 3 versions of the debugger, one right after the other. So yeah, and like the application we work on has lots of signals firing and a complex state tree, and everything's just working now. And yeah, I was actually thinking about this. It's really important that we actually build applications and not only work on the framework.
Yeah.
Because I've heard, like, seen other presentations on, what have you used your own framework for building something? And then they're only spending time on building it instead of actually getting experience with using it.
Yeah.
So, it's really important. And all the bug fixes on the debugger it's like we have gotten to this point where you can just close it and open it and everything works again. So we don't get that. You don't get so annoyed and then you don't tell about the problem. But yeah, all the bugs I've like discovered in our own application. So I feel really confident that it's working now.
Yeah.
And also like things where if you do something weird with a state change now, the debugger will actually hide the signals and give you a message like, oops, something went wrong with one of your state changes. Check the console in the DevTools, and then refresh the app when they have fixed it. And then it just runs as normal again.
Okay.
So,
cool.
So yeah, I think we handle everything, hopefully.
Yeah. Good. And yeah, as you said, it's about working with the Cerebral and the modules, because I think that the stuff you fixed today on forms was you working on it, right, in your own application.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just share the links to the standing issues there. Like the Medium article is written, Wayne's article is written, though just do some minor suggested changes there. And the website is good enough. And yeah, so I think I'm having some vacation time next week, try to not take a break from everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll just invite to another hangout, either end of next week or the week after.
Yes.
And then I think everything's ready.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great work.
You too. Awesome.
Perfect. So let's see here, the links. I don't see what I normally see here. I only see Direkte. I used to have a menu on the right.
Oh yeah, you have Netprat.
Netprat.
Yeah. I think you have to move them up.
Yeah, there. Okay. Yeah. So you will post the links here or on?
I do it on Discord. So
Discord. Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
Cool. So I talk to you on Discord when you're back from your vacation.
Yeah.
And the next hangout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Talk to you later, Mattias.
Ja, ha det bra. Hej.
Bye-bye.